Hello, everybody. I'm Tommy from Maharishi High School in Fairfield, Iowa. Today, I'm going to present to you a study about coagulation time under the effect of black fungus. Coagulation is just simply a time is take for the blood to clot, totally clot, and like to form a seal over your cut. However, when you have an inside cut, which is a closed cut, you're gonna have a blood clot. There are a chance that you may get a blood clot formed within your blood vessels unexpectedly. They are unwanted because they do harm your blood vessels, like finally lead to heart attack because they are blocking the blood flow. And so I use this black fungus, also called cloud ear fungus, for is widely found in China, and which contains a high amount of potassium. And anyway, to this. Potassium is proven by Oregon State University is as beneficial to people. Nowadays in our diet meal, we have a higher sodium to potassium food, which is bad because it actually increase your blood pressure. And so the Oregon State University team, they actually set up an experiment by increasing the potassium intake of the volunteers, and after a while they spectate a clear effect, like a clear decrease of blood pressure level from the previous condition. So we know from that that the potassium actually does beneficial to cardiovascular system and especially the blood flow. So based on those data and those background, I believe that the black fungus actually does benefit. It is beneficial to the blood vessels and can have the ability to wash out those blood clots within the blood vessel. One important thing is that although potassium is beneficial, when you overtake it, they create a phenomenon called hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia is when your blood gets so thin and it cannot clot anymore. That's actually, but this is not totally a bad thing because people exploit this characteristic and they use this in medical treatment, such as in hospital. They use a substance called heparin to keep their blood from clotting for a long time. Using this phenomenon of potassium overdose. And also one this reinforced my belief in the black fungus because black fungus also has a really high proportion of potassium. There are some common questions about this project when I start running it. Is it safe to do this? Yes, it's totally safe because the black fungus is edible and has been used widely by Chinese for thousands of years in cooking, in in medicine, and their traditional Chinese medicine. What is it used for? Yeah, what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is I want to reduce a serum or a powder that actually inhibit or slow the formation of unexpected inner blood clots, which gonna make stuck, make, we're gonna which gonna stop the flood from flowing. And actually, furthermore, I want to stop have in reduce the chance of heart attack. So why do we need it if there's already something in the market? Like as we know, we have heparin which show the same effect. However, I want people to have a wider choice because this one is cheaper, has a cheaper choice and more easier to access because not everybody has heparin at home, but this one is cooking ingredients. There's a big chance that you're gonna have at home, and you can buy it like just for medical purpose or for cooking purpose as well. So two, there's two functions. Okay, what do we need for this experiment? We need black fungus. We need saline water, test tube, heat moderator, blood donated by volunteers under consent, and microscale aluminum syringe. First, I'm gonna divide my test tube into three groups. First, control. Second is pure powder. Third is the blend. Then I'm gonna grind up the black fungus into flat and thin powder, and then put it in the pure powder and the blend test tubes. After that, the qualified nurse, gonna take blood from the volunteers and then put it in the the test tubes. After that, I place the test tubes in the heat moderator at 37 Celsius degree, which is a normal body temperature. For every 30 seconds, I would pick it up and observe the fluidity within it to check if the blood starting to clot or not. When I can at this, at this angle of 120 degree, if I see any fluidity, it's still not clotting. But when I do this and the blood is still staying here, this means it's totally clot, it's solid. So as a result, we have the result of 12 data, and overall we have the maximum in the control group, which is 12 minutes 30 second to 13 minute, and the minimum at the at the blend group, which is oh my god, 1 minute 30 second to 2 minutes, huge distance. And the frequency of critical data, I test how frequent those critical data take place in each of these samples, and turn out that the control group occupies the max with 4 out of 4 participants, and the plan occupy the mean out of four participants. It means that from these two, we can actually conclude that the plan has a clear effect on reducing the blood clot time, the coagulation time, which is proof inversely. Here, proof inversely my initial hypothesis of stopping or preventing the blood from clotting. But okay, and here you have the average time. We can see more clearly once again. The control group, it would on average it would take 7 minutes 30 seconds to completely clot, but when you put the blend in, it would take about 3 minutes 7 seconds. Oh, it's like more than a half of the initial one. And the pure powder does the same effect of the blend, but not as strong as this. But it still does. So, proof again, one again, the black fungus doesn't stop the blood from clotting, but in fact does help the blood to clot much faster, which goes against my initial hypothesis. However, I want to study more in the future. I want to study more about this black fungus and the way it works based on individual. I figure out that um, among our participants, we have male, females, we have different individuals. So I assume that this may varies between individuals due to our blood type, training, and recent diet. Because 55% of our blood is plasma. Plasma it contains protein, oxygen, and waste product. Waste product is usually produced by our meal and our food. So I believe that it has a high chance of, you know, affecting, influence the coagulation time. So in the future, I will study how our recent diet gonna affect our coagulation time. Yeah, thank you a lot, and goodbye.